right, hello again. So this is day 2 of our distance learning modules. Yay! Okay, so what we're gonna do for this particular module is we're going to go over last night's homework with the answers. Then we are going to go over the stage 6 objectives, which I'll show you how to get them. And then we're gonna do some Latin reading. So to start, let's get on going with this homework. Okay, so part A, that's all straight vocabulary. I don't think I need to go over that. That's on you to be reviewing that and quizzing yourself, whether it be through flashcards that you've made or if you're using Quizlet. Either or, whatever works best for you. Okay, it's totally your choice. All right, so part B. There were a couple grammar questions that I had asked. Okay, so we're going to zoom in right here. Nice. Okay, number 1. Which of the following is irregular? Okay, again, as a review, that means irregular, that means not regular. Okay? Alright, so which of the following is not regular? This A looks pretty regular. Okay, supero, superare. Okay, that's definitely pretty regular. It follows the same pattern that we've seen with verb principal parts. Okay, si, ab sum, ab esse, ab fui, ab futurum. Okay, I've mentioned this in day 1's video, but remember, okay, anytime you have a verb, a compound verb, Romans love compound verbs. Okay, anytime you have a compound verb with sum, esse, fui, and futurum in it, okay, with whatever prefix they decide, all right, it is going to be irregular, okay? So this is one of the correct answers for number 1. All right, letter D, vitupero, vituperare, vituperavi, vituperatum. That looks pretty regular, so that's not right. E, erat. Okay, it means he, she, or it was. All right, and remember during day 1's video, I did mention that this is one of the forms of sum, esse, fui, futurum. Okay, so and that will come with time. You'll see the rest of the forms eventually. You'll come up, and you'll get used to them. Okay, but pretty much the crux of this is that you need to memorize those forms of sum, esse, fui, futurum, and then eventually you'll be able to recognize the compounds as well. Okay, and if you have any questions on that, again, always feel free to message me on Google Classroom, or you can send me an email, whatever. All right, moving on. Question number 2. Out of all the nouns we learned today, which has the most variation in its plethora of meanings? Okay, now a lot of you put down not the right answer. Okay, even you put down the word awaros, awari. Okay, I'll write it out in case you are not really understanding my Latin pronunciation today. Okay, awaros, awari, masculine. Okay, and even though it has a bunch of different meanings, like a miser or a stingy, greedy dude, right? It still means pretty much the same thing. Okay, so the word that we're focusing on today that actually does have, in fact, many applications is the word res, rei, okay? Now, Cambridge tells you that it means thing, but again, when in day 1's video, I directed you to the glossary, okay, and on page 249 in your glossary, it listed a bunch of different uses for the word res, rei. When it's placed with different verbs, it can mean a different thing, all right, like a play, or a court decision, or a matter at hand. Okay, so it has a bunch of different applications. This is one of those really cool words that when you come across in translating, you kind of have a little bit of a freedom, but also a burden to figure out what the author's intent was. What were they trying to say, because this word has such variability. Okay, I'll get off my Latin soapbox. Moving on. Question number 3. Why are adjectives listed with 3 forms? All right, the answer is quite simple. Okay, there are 3 genders in Latin. There's masculine, there's feminine, and there's neuter. Okay, these are your 3 genders. All right, and adjectives are listed that way because, here comes the rule, drum roll please, just kidding. Adjectives have to modify nouns properly, okay, which means they have to agree. They have to agree in gender, number, and case, okay? But in order to do that, one of the 2 has to change, okay, the adjective or the noun, okay? But I've told you before, nouns do not change declension. Nouns do not change gender. All right, so pretty much that means you're left with an adjective that has to be kind of like the chameleon, to change itself so that it can properly agree or match with the noun that it modifies. All right, some of you picked up on the example in your worksheet that you liked so much, right? To say, you're caecilius. I couldn't say caecilius tua. That's no good because this is masculine. This is a feminine form, okay? So those don't go together, all right? But I could say your caecilius as caecilius tuus, all right? They match, they modify, and perfect couple, okay? So that's that. If you have any questions on adjectives, again, shoot me an email. Okay, also if you have questions during this video, maybe have a little paper on the side so that you can jot them down so you don't forget them. Then you can send me the email after this is all done. All right, so you don't forget, because your questions are important and they must be answered, even when I am not there with you. Okay, number 4. Why is it important to know that the preposition per goes with an accusative? All right, some of you put some very creative answers on your worksheets, but pretty much what I said in the day 1 video is that per goes with an accusative, and that will help you to translate, because when you have a prepositional phrase, okay, usually in Latin you go with you'll see your preposition, and then you'll see your object of the preposition following close behind or in the near vicinity. Now, in order to determine what the object of the preposition could be, all right, it helps to know that what case your preposition will take. Okay, so per specifically takes the accusative. So if you see per and somewhere in the sentence is silwam, right? Silwam is accusative. So these could potentially go together. But if you have a sentence, right, per and there's a word silwa, right? This is ablative, okay? These can't go together. So this silwa has to be doing something else, all right? So this is not a match. All right, so that's pretty much my spiel on prepositions. We'll learn more about those at a later chapter. All right, almost done here. First declension nouns. Okay, now I understand the worksheet app is a little finicky, so some of you got them wrong, or the app told you you got them incorrect, but you really did get them correct. It's just you didn't fill in the singular and plural columns at the top. Okay, but these are your endings, which you should know because we do chant them often. All right, now is a good time to practice, so if you could say them with me, please. Here we go. I, arum, is, as, is. Okay, that's your first declension noun endings. All right, number 6, similar kind of thing. I asked you for the second declension masculine nouns. Oh my goodness, why did I type it like that? Little old Maggie made a mistake. Okay, it's not these, re, he. Let's change them and do them together. Okay, so us, I, o, I, orum, is, os, is. Okay, let's chant them again together. One more time. Okay, us, I, o, I, orum, is, os, is. Okay, now, question number 7 asked you to use your knowledge and apply that, okay, to declining a noun, right? You decline a noun, you conjugate a verb. Two separate processes, but very similar in execution. Okay, so when we decline a noun, we look at the genitive singular. That's this one right here. Okay, and to get the noun stem, you go to the second principal part. Oh no, that's a different song. Okay, whoops. So you go A-V-A-R. You get rid of the genitive ending, all right? So you're left with this guy right here. All right, then all you got to do is add your second declension masculine endings, okay? So it's awar-us, awar-i, awar-o, awar-om, awar-o. Okay, and then you move over here, awar-i, awar-orum, awar-is, awar-os, and awar-is. Okay, that's it. So that was the homework that we had last night. If I didn't answer any of your questions today, or I didn't leave any feedback that was specific enough for you, please just let me know, and I'll get back to you on that, okay? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go over the stage objectives, and I'm going to show you how to get that. Okay, so you may be familiar already, but this is our new and improved website. Okay, at the top, you'll notice, look at the tab, all right, there is a stage objectives tab. So what I'd like you to do is go on the website, okay, click stage objectives, all right, and notice they are here. Okay, so stage 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all right, stage 6. All right, let's just quickly go through these so you know what to expect kind of in the upcoming stage. We took care of some of the grammar before we left school, you know. Okay, so let's go through these now. All right. So you're going to be able to do these things by the end of this stage. All right. You should be able to define tense, distinguish between the present, imperfect, future, and perfect tenses in Latin, know the endings for the imperfect tense, know the endings for the future tense, know the endings for the perfect tense. You should also know the endings for the present tense, even though it's not stated here, because that's what we've been working with this whole time. All right, you should understand the difference between the two verb systems in Latin, the present verb system and the perfect verb system. Okay, you should know how to recognize each tense, all right, as in look for the tense markers. You're going to come into contact with sum esse, that irregular verb, in the imperfect tense. So you'll see all those forms this chapter. All right, and you should be able to distinguish between and identify main clauses and subordinate clauses. All right, all this stuff might sound like some grammar mumbo-jumbo to you now, but by the end of the stage, we'll be right as rain and you'll know what these things are, I hope. Okay, the culture for this chapter has to do with slavery and freedmen in the ancient world. So we'll talk about that at a later time. The vocabulary, obviously, stages 1 through 5, and now stage 6 has been added to the bunch. Okay, so study your vocabulary. And the Latin read, we're going to have some model sentences, and pugna felix and felix et fur, those are the readings for this chapter. Okay, if you have any questions on these stage objectives, please let me know. Okay, but in the meantime, we're going to now move on to our model sentences, okay? So what I'd like you to do is please go and get your textbook, wherever it may be, and open up to page 87, all right? So on page 87 is a relief, okay? That means it's a carving that's not completely sculpted in the round, like you can't walk around it, but there is a background and it's slightly raised, okay? We'll talk about what is going on here. You got like two dudes and a weird hat or two and like a dude in a toga or something. Okay, we'll talk about that at a later date. But spoiler alert, it probably has to do with slavery, okay? Anyway, moving right along, if you could turn to page 88 and 89. Okay, now bear with me. I'm going to be zooming in and out so that we can focus on certain things, but feel free to, look along in your textbook and feel free to have your notes nearby so you can jot stuff down as we're talking. All right. Just as a heads up, your homework is going to be the following. All right, you're going to write out these model sentences with their correct translation from this video lesson. Yes, I'm telling you to listen to the answers that I'm going to give you. Okay, and then your job is to, I'll give you that part later. Okay, but that's part of your homework, is to write these down with the correct translations, which we're going to do together now. Alrighty, let's choose a nice pretty color. Let's go with a nice blue. Yay. Okay, sentence number 1 and sentence number 2. Okay, please repeat the sentence after me. I'll pause a little bit so you have time to say it out loud. Servi perviam ambulabant. Okay, and number 2, canis subito latravit. Okay, good. All right, and as I said, please repeat these after me. You got to practice your oral Latin too. Okay, it's also going to be part of the final exam. Okay. Now, first things first, let's just, you know what, rather than mark these up, let's just go through this. I'm going to underline it in the order that I'm translating. Okay, so pay attention to the little blue color. Yeah. All right. So, the servi, the slaves, were walking through the street. Okay, so subject, noun, verb, prepositional phrase. The slaves were walking through the street. Okay. Suddenly, a dog barked. Okay, so suddenly, that's an adverb. A dog barked. All right. Number 3 and number 4. Okay, please repeat the Latin after me. Grumio canem timebat. And pestis clamavit. Oh, that was bad. Pestis clamavit coquus. Okay, same deal here. Watch the blue. Okay, so Grumio was fearing the dog. Okay. Pest, the cook shouted. Okay. All right. Quick grammar note. We know that canem is your direct object. It's accusative. We know that grumio is your nominative subject. Okay, and over here in sentence 4, we know that coquus is your subject because it ends in a nominative ending, and clamavit is your verb. Okay, moving right along. Doesn't he look so, like, funny here? I like how they animate that. That's nice. This is a very mean-looking dog. I think he's more than a pestis. Excuse me. Okay. Please repeat after me. Clemens erat fortis. Okay. And sed canis clementem superavit. Good. Okay. So again, follow the blue. Okay, your subject noun. This is your linking verb. Okay. And this is your predicate nominative. Okay, so Clemens was brave. Okay, I could also say Clemens was strong. All right, depends on the context, depends on what makes more sense. Okay, but the canis, the dog, overpowered Clemens. Okay, so that's your subject, noun, direct object, and verb. All right, moving right along here. Next page. Okay, please follow along and read the Latin after me. Quintus per viam ambulabat. All right, and number 8, Juvenis clamorem audivit. Okay, again, follow the blue. Okay, so your subject noun, this is your circle, this is your V. Okay, Quintus was walking through the road or through the street. Okay, and that's your subject noun. Da, da, da. So we mark that up. All right, follow the blue. The young man heard the uproar or the shout. Okay. All right, so Quintus was walking through the street and the youth heard the shout. Okay, number 9. Canis, read the Latin after me. Canis clementem vexabat. Okay, and number 10. Quintus canem pulsavit. Good. Okay, and again, guys, please read these out loud. I can't stress it enough. All right, so Canis clementem vexabat. All right, so the dog was annoying or was pestering Clemens. All right. And Quintus struck the dog. Okay. You could say, more fun maybe, Quintus whacked the dog. Whack is a funny word. All right. And last but not least, here we come to the end of our tale. The dog tale, that is. Get it? Okay. Number 11, please repeat after me. Servi erant laeti. Okay, and number 12, servi quintum laudaverunt. Okay. All right, so this is your subject noun, your linking verb, and your predicate nominative. The slaves were happy. Wonderful. Okay. Now, number 12, subject noun, direct object verb. Okay. The slaves were, that's incorrect. The slaves praised Quintus. Okay? Again, the slaves praised Quintus, not the slaves were praising Quintus. It's the slaves praised Quintus. Okay? So that is, those are the model sentences for this stage. Okay? Your homework, all right, again, part A, you're to write out the model sentences with the correct translations, which I had just given you verbally. Okay, so please write those out. The second part is going to have to do with those sentences that you wrote down. They will be posted on the website. Let's go back to the website, actually. Whoops. Okay, let's go back. All right, distance learning. All right, so it's going to be posted right in that Wednesday slot. Okay, that's where it's going to be posted. It's also going to be posted on Google Classroom. Okay, so check both. It might be easier to check both. But if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please do not hesitate to email me. Again, my email, in case you forgot, is sslade@gcali.com. Yeah. All right. So blessings, prayers. Don't forget to breathe, guys. I hope you're doing well. I will talk to you very, very soon. Wale.